Hey guys, Cyndi Williams here, the Wanderlust CEO. I have the amazing Monica from Cruise Planners this morning. Monica, how are you this morning?
Good. How are you?
I'm so good. Thank you for joining us. You're a recent graduate of our Careers on Vacation Mastermind, correct?
I am.
Well, happy graduation, first of all.
Thank you.
But your coach, Christine, said, hey, I have this story that I want to share with you, and let's get Monica on the show. So here we are this morning. Tell everybody a little bit about where your business was before taking Careers on Vacation and where you are now.
Oh gosh, I was floundering. I was in the weeds. I had no direction. I pretty much had no idea where I was going. I had bought a franchise and just kind of was doing really not much of anything with it.
Yeah.
And I happened to see your video online one day when I was at work. I work as a nurse, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have got to work with this woman. I wasn't sure how I was going to do it, but I knew I needed to work with you. Now I have a marketing plan. I have direction. I have a Google business page. I'm starting to gather clients. It's a whole new ball game now.
A whole new ball game. I love that. And I love your story because we work with a lot of franchise owners because they purchase a franchise and they think it's going to be the answer to all of their challenges and problems.
Yes.
And let's face it, getting into the travel industry, when you purchase a franchise, it is at the highest price point, right, to get in.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad that you found us and you're kind of having those results now. That's amazing. Also, by the way, thank you. You're a nurse and we're filming this during COVID. So if you're watching this years later, Monica, we want to thank her for her service on the front line during this whole pandemic. But also, how amazing is it that you are you're accomplishing these things during this environment? I imagine you're working a lot. Is that correct?
I am working a lot. And then what perfect time though to even start a travel business. I mean, I'm not only working on the front lines, but I'm also utilizing this time to, have a plan in place for any type of crisis now. Yeah. And then it's also having that extra time to learn the business too. So, I mean, it's not happening to me, it's happening for me. It's giving me that extra
which
time.
Is another thing we say in the program. I love that.
Extra time to really learn, because this is a whole different ballgame from nursing.
And if you can be successful in this environment, the rest of the time is easy peasy.
Anytime.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's the number one thing coming out of our mastermind right now is I'm so glad I did it right now. Mm-hmm. So because I feel like I can handle any curveball that's thrown at me, because 2020 has just been crazy after crazy.
Exactly.
But it's still the proven systems that took me so many years to build are still working and thriving. So that's amazing to hear. What's been your biggest win or celebration since being in the program or participating?
Probably having my systems in place, knowing what systems to have in place. And then having, I've had some people post reviews for me. I mean, that's been huge. Yeah. And that has brought more clients to my front door to actually show and be able to engage with them. And then now working on converting them. So
absolutely.
Which has been nice.
And there's no replacement for good systems. And that's I think that's the biggest challenge. And I know why our program is different from others is helping you set up that architecture. And results are important, right? Like you can set up any kind of business, but unless you can get to that finish line of getting a credit card from a client, or even, the first goal is getting those leads in. Mm-hmm. And having that marketing machine set up is so critical. So I'm amazed, first of all, that you've been working and been able to set up everything, because we pack a lot in that 12 weeks in terms of getting you set up and all that good stuff. How did the mindset work impact you? I know you just had our quote a few minutes ago. It's happening for me, not to me. So I know that you're diving in on that side. But how has that helped you either in your personal or professional life?
It has helped me build my confidence more than anything. I have not always been the most confident person.
Most of us don't. Yep. Most of us aren't, right?
What's funny is there's a lot of things that happen as children that help kind of hurt us.
Yeah.
and we carry it into our adult life.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've kind of had to reprogram those things. So, you know, sitting at a stoplight, I will say certain things when it comes to my mindset. I am worthy. I'm enough. I'm, you know, the creator of my life. And it just really like fires me up. And I'm like, yeah, I am good enough. I am worthy. And that I carry those things over into my business, and it kind of helps push me into like, I can do this. I can do anything I set my mind to. And that has just really changed, you know, a lot of things. And I've really like trying to help my children with that. And so, and it was like really nice to see, you know, in helping my kids. My daughter got her back handspring last night. And so,
yay, that's so exciting.
We went out and celebrated with ice cream. And so I've really like trying to like bring it into our family and empower them too with the mindset. So it's really changed a lot of things in our life.
I love that so much. You've already adopted it, and then we do the same thing with our kids, you know, and I think you're right. Like, we talk about that a lot, like how many things have been programmed into you as a child, or somehow I worked with a great coach years ago, and she said, it's not what happens to you, it's what you made it mean. Like what that thing that happened, but then in your little child brain, what did you make it mean? You made it mean, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not whatever enough. And then you carry that. So trying to, you know, when we focus on training you to think like a high producing, highly effective CEO, we know we got to strip some of that crap away because it holds you back. It's like, you know, I love the story. I don't know if you've ever heard this story, but they talk about how they train elephants in the circus. And I shared this with my son on a walk the other day. And I said, you know, they kind of break the elephant's spirit, because what they do is when it's a baby, they put a chain around its little foot, and it tries and it tries and it tries to get away, and it can't get away. So eventually it makes it mean, when the thing is around my ankle, I can't break free. So that's why you can have these elephants that weigh tons and tons and tons, adult elephants, and they have a thought. What they made it mean was, I can't get away, even though they could snap that chain as an adult in 2 seconds, right? But because that idea was planted so early on, they carry it through their lifetimes, and that's how they're controlled in a way in that circus environment. So I was talking to my son about the same thing, like, you know, is that a true thought you're having about yourself? Like, let's examine that. Like, maybe that's a limiting belief. Maybe that's a story. But you know, we help work you guys through and giving you the tools. And I love that you're sharing it with your kids. That, I mean, having a travel business and helping you with that, we do all day long and twice on Sunday. But I love that you're sharing it with your children, and that's going to change their lives. I mean, that's a huge thing coming out of this program, above and beyond having a great travel business. So kudos to you for, you know, integrating that into your practice with your children. I think they're going to be so much better for it.
Oh, for sure.
Being a kid is hard, right? Like,
especially in this day and age.
Junior high, and I'm all like, oh boy, I'm working triple time on this mindset stuff.
Girl, I feel you. I got 2 in junior high this coming year.
She's starting high school this year, but I feel like I got her like in a good place to start, but we'll see. You know, it's a constant. Mindset is something you have to, it's a constant, whether you're a kid or you're our age, right? It is something you will always have to work on. And the better you get at it, the bigger your playing field becomes in terms of what you can accomplish. So I love that. So walk me back to the beginning when you found that video of me and you're like, who is this lady? Sounds like what I need. What was that process like for you of deciding to start working with us, making that first call?
I saw the video and my gut instinct was, I need to work with her. I wasn't sure how I was going to work with you, because the investment, I wasn't sure how I was going to get it. So I made a discovery call. And in the discovery call, I was like, okay, I really definitely need this program. But I was like, let me work on getting the investment. So I was like, call me back in 2 weeks. I didn't know how I was going to do it. I had recently started working with a mindset coach prior to. And so in my mindset, I was like, I knew this was going to happen. And I just kind of prayed about it. And sure enough, in 2 weeks, I had my investment. I was like, I'm ready to go. We're doing this.
You manifested it.
I was like, we're doing this.
How did that feel, just to make that forward momentum?
So good. I was like, that right there just like proved to me, I was like, I can do anything.
I love that. Yeah,
So,
and
yeah.
it's so true. It's energy doesn't lie, right? And I tell people all the time, like, I promise this is what you get, right? You've been in the mastermind 12 weeks now, like, I don't have time for shenanigans or charades. Like, if you feel like there's that connection there, then take the next step, right? But I love that you manifested. You're like, I'm gonna make this happen. Let's move forward. And it does. It changes the momentum. I always say, when you step forward in your purpose, the universe will rise up to support you. And obviously it did. That's amazing. So what would you tell others, Monica, that are on the fence about careers on vacation? Would you recommend it to? And what would you tell that person that's like, I know I need this, but, and then all the gremlins that are in their head about what they, you know.
Don't listen to the gremlins. If you know you need it, it's life-changing. Go for it. It's the best thing you'll ever do.
Oh, I love it. So good. I love it. Well, it's been my honor to be part of your journey. And you're not going too far. You're going over to our grad group. So, you know, you have our cool community over there of hundreds of travel brands now that we've launched and are doing the same thing. It's that group of A players that know the systems, that are doing it in a big way. And guys, if you are like Monica and you're like, oh my gosh, maybe you bought a franchise and you're like, oh, it didn't answer all my problems. Or if you are just thinking about getting into the industry, but want to make sure you do it the right way from the beginning, make sure you reach out to us, book a discovery call. It's not a difficult process. You can go to careersonvacation.com/ready now. Monica, what was this discovery call process like for you?
Super easy. It was like talking to a friend.
Yeah, it's really just, we do all these free calls to help you guys align with your goals and see if it's a match to work together. As Monica knows, we don't have huge classes. We restrict our enrollment so we can give everybody that personalized custom support, because that's what gets you results. At the end of the day, that's our job, is to get you results. So Monica, thank you so much for sharing your journey and your story today. Thank you for continuing to be on the front lines of this crazy COVID thing that's going on.
Right.
Extra kudos to you for being on the front line, having kids, and still getting all of this pulled off in under 12 weeks. I'm so proud of all of the major work that you've done. You really leaned in, you did everything we did in the program, and now those results are showing up for you. So I love that. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
And we'll
couldn't have done it without you.
Yes, I know. I love it. We'll talk soon over in the grad group. Okay. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Hey guys, Cyndi Williams here. If you like that last video, make sure you check out my other content to help you grow and scale your very own travel business. And also, I invite you to travel around the world with me and find out what I'm doing in my portable, profitable, award-winning travel business. Check out the videos.